All right, guys, so welcome back into another NFL DFS video. My name is Eric Paulzine with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting into the Sunday Night Football picks. We got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a game in which is going to be very straightforward. Thus, it's going to be hard to make some unique builds. I will say I did put together a build that I'm very confident about, a build that could easily be a profitable lineup approach. I'm not trying to sell that. It's just we're playing one of the values, hoping that he does well, and then hoping that everyone else doesn't do well. And I'll show you guys that in this video. All right, before we get into today's video, I do want to give a quick thank you to the video sponsor, Sports Battle app. It is a daily fantasy sports prop-based app, and I got some picks up there on the screen for the Sunday Night Football game. Guys, get out there and download it today. It is some free money available for you guys on that app. A lot of people are familiar with the prop-based apps out there. I think this is the best one that's out there currently. I've had some issues with other ones. This one has been the most functional and easiest to use. So, if you guys want to make some of these bets, you can. If you guys find another one that you like out there, use those as well. But yeah, go out there and download it today. Use the promo code 925 and get a $5 cash back on deposit that's made of over $50 or more. You also get 100% match to your original deposit as well. All right, let's get into today's picks for Sunday Night Football. All right, so just starting it off, the game over and under for this game is set at 47.5. That is a pretty high over and under. The Ravens are favored to win by 3 points, which is a little bit shocking to me given the fact that their receiver number 1, Rashad Bateman, is out. And that is where we're going to get some value opened up on this slate. So receiver-wise, they're going to be stuck with Devin Duvernay getting some more snaps. Okay, probably around 70% of the snaps is what I'd imagine. They probably will put a lot of 2 tight end sets and maybe occasionally some 3 tight end sets. So maybe like players like Isaiah Likely or a former receiver in college, he might get some more targets. He might get some, targets, playing time there. Josh Oliver, kind of same thing. He could see a little bit more playing time, get a couple of targets. But the player that I like the most in this game, in terms of value, is Demarcus Robinson. He came in and saw 56% of the snaps last week. And I think there's a direct correlation between him getting playing time and Rashad Bateman getting injured. We could see his playing time get up to about 65% of the snaps. Where he's priced at, it's not a lock and load, okay, but he is a player in which you could make the rest of the plays work with, okay? So maybe you put him into the captain spot, and stay with me here. I'll show you guys why. So from there, it's pretty simple. We know the Baltimore Ravens have really struggled guarding the pass. So we do want to just target a lot of the Bengals players. So you could easily just go Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Tyler Boyd, not Brandon Allen, T. Higgins, and then you're sitting pretty. Can we fit Lamar Jackson in there? We can't. That's kind of the issue here, is that you would want to be able to fit Lamar Jackson there because obviously he's been a stud as well. You could pay down and then just go with Mark Andrews. That is kind of my simple approach to this slate. Okay, I don't love it. Obviously, I want to get Lamar Jackson in there as well. Maybe we could figure out a way to get unique with that. We'd have to pay down from one of the receivers. But let's just give the more in-depth breakdown. So really for the Ravens, it's going to be Lamar Jackson. That's the player that you want to be on. Sure, he had a rough game against the Baltimore Ravens last week, but the Ravens are an elite team. Great defense, great offense. It's tough to compete against them. The good thing about it is he still had 11 rushing attempts and still had 73 yards. Okay, he's still electric in the run game. So he is someone that, yes, you do want to find a way to try to put him into your builds. Okay, that's going to be the difficult part, is trying to find a way to fit him into your builds. Maybe, I don't know, I think I want to play Joe Burrow as well. I think he's going to get 20 DK points, and that's the difficult part of this slate. So I do like Mark Andrews as well for the Baltimore Ravens, and maybe he's less of a lock because the Bengals should be doubling him. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, he still typically finds a way to get open, even with him being the only weapon in this offense. I mean, he had 2 games of 28 DK points. He was still able to get 5 receptions for 52 yards against the Jets in week 1. So, is he a lock and load? I guess not, but he is someone in which you could still be targeting. Obviously, the players that we want to be on for the Ravens are going to be Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and then I don't mind the value with Demarcus Robinson, and then even Devin Duvernay. I'm not particularly going out of my way to play J.K. Dobbins. It is a tough matchup. He got very lucky with 2 touchdowns last week. You take those 2 away, it's an okay day. It's 10 DK points. It's not terrible. Okay, you've been fine with that, but touchdowns can be fluky. The fact that he got 2 in his first game back, kind of fluky there. I don't see him as a play that you need to go out of your way to play. So now I touched on the Bengals partially there. It is a simple approach, guys. Like the Bengals, it's literally, you want to be playing all of them. They all get fed. They all play a decent amount of snaps. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd all play about 70% of the snaps or more. Obviously, Jamar Chase is on the field a little bit more. He should be able to go off and have a great game. Okay, so you do want to fit him into your builds. Joe Mixon's been pretty inefficient, but the workload has been there. Can he get to 15 DK points? Can he score a touchdown and get to 20 DK points? He certainly can. I don't know. I just don't love that too much. Okay, that's kind of my worry with him, is that he's priced up a little bit and he just hasn't looked that good. And the weakness of the Baltimore Ravens is the passing game, so you want to attack them with the receivers. So from there, like Tyler Boyd, been pretty solid, getting 5 or more targets in 3 out of the 4 games. Kind of a little bit hit or miss of an option. Less steady. I guess if you wanted to fade him, you potentially could, but I think he's going to have a game in which he goes off because, once again, you want to attack the Baltimore Ravens via the passing game. And then T. Higgins, he's currently questionable, but he's expected to play. If he's expected to play, I like him. 3 straight games of over 7 targets and over 14 DK points. I think he's going to be a solid play. I personally like putting him into the captain spot once again. If you can afford that, I don't mind that approach. And that's really it for the Bengals. I mean, it's pretty straightforward with them, and that's kind of what I like about this slate. It's kind of a straightforward slate. It's just tough to make everything work. And this is the issue here, is that I would love to run this build out. I would, but we're kind of forced into maybe Josh Oliver, okay? And I don't love that. So let's see if we can put Tyler Boyd into the captain spot, and then maybe we get Josh Oliver. Yeah, we can't afford that. And that's kind of the tough part, is that you're going to have to fade a good play. It just is what it is, I mean, this is an okay build, I guess. You can make 2 builds from this. Go with Justin Tucker in one as the captain's play, and then go with Evan McPherson as the captain's play in the other one. I'm fine with it. I don't love it. That's the tough part about this slate, is that we know which plays we need to be on. It's just trying to figure out the most optimal lineup approach to be able to attack it. Okay. So an okay slate. I do like some of the lineup paths that are out there, to get onto the studs. But honestly, guys, the Sunday night football game or the Monday night football game is going to be much easier, having kind of that same strategy. So be on the lookout for that. That will come out on Sunday night, probably while the Sunday night game is out. Okay. All right. So I do want to remind you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Sports Battle app. It is a props-based daily fantasy sports app. It's free money that you guys are missing out on. So download it today on Android or iOS. Use the promo code 925, and then you get $5 cash back on a deposit of over $50 or more. They do the 100% cash back match as well. If you guys are familiar with Prize Pick, I know Thrive Fantasy's out there a little bit as well. This is a better app. I personally think it's the same kind of concept as well. Just I like the app better, so that's why I like it. So why don't you guys get out there, download today. It's free to download, and it's just a fun DFS app that you guys can go out and use as well. Okay, but that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like, subscribe. I do appreciate that. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing.